Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Warcraft Rumble dungeon guide, I'm going to take a look at Dire Maul on a Cenarion week. I already went through Dire Maul with Ysera as soon as it was released, because this was the first time Ysera was available, and with Ysera that fast cycling was the key to really make good use of the Ysera minis. But now I have had time to go through with it other Cenarion leaders as well, Onu and Cenarius. And actually with Onu I ended up using exactly the same army that I used with Ysera, and with Cenarius I went with a different path, but this path is also something that you could choose to take with Onu. Well, let's talk about your Cenarion options a little bit. First, let's take a look at the dungeon mechanics. The first was Stomper Kreeg. Kreeg's troops will brawl against friend or foe at 70% health, which means that you really want to deal a little bit of damage to the troops, and then they will start attacking towers, they will start attacking each other, they will start attacking Kreeg himself. So the key here, survival, is damage to Kreeg's troops and make them fight against each other. You're not meant to fight all of them alone. So Execute is excellent here. Execute can be 3 levels below the troop level, and it will still make them fight against each other. If it's 4 levels below, then you need a little bit of a nudge to make them fight. It's not quite enough by itself. Wellpacks with flame burst, safe pilots, just stuff that explodes and deals some damage and makes them fight against each other. That's the key. You want to start taking towers, and then you want to start executing them or dealing damage to them very close to Kreeg so that you will get them to fight against the boss itself. The second boss, Immol'thar, breathes void energy in a forward arc, so that's elemental damage. So you really want something resistant to be tanking Immol'thar, because that damage really hurts. So you can use Quillbow to turn Immol'thar around, or you can use fire elementals to attack it, something like that. And in addition to that, there's another really nasty mechanic in this one, which are these eyes. Eye of the Void. Detonates when near an enemy, damaging everything nearby. Beware, playing units attracts more. So whenever you play a unit, then eyes are soon going to spawn in that exact location. And that has a few implications. First of all, you can use cheap units here to just get those eyes to spawn as bombs, so that then enemies are coming in, those eyes will spawn, and the eyes will also damage the enemies. So you can use cheap minis to get up eye bombs out there. Another thing is that your miner, there's going to be an eye that's going to spawn, and then the eye is going to follow your miner and kill it. Unless you can make it spawn so that the miner gets out of the way. So for example here, you don't want to spawn your miner over here in the corner or there in the corner, because then the eye is out of reach of the base, and then the miner is going to die when it tries to mine. Instead you want to spawn the miner close to your base, so that the miner walks away, and then the eye is going to spawn and the base will kill the eye, so the miner survives. There's a couple of different strategies for this one. You can use Harpies to shoot its Harpies with cheat death, so that you will be able to get through and actually kill Immol'thar, and Quillbow to turn Immol'thar around. You can use Fire Elementals. Fire Elemental is a resistant tank. It can do great things against Immol'thar. Just be careful of Banshees, because there's some Banshees here. Don't let them steal your Fire Elemental. And then there's also one pretty hilarious strategy where you use a Plague Farmer, send it this path, and you will start fighting for this tower. And then when the Plague Farmer is over there and you're fighting for the tower, the AI often focuses on the tower, and the Plague Farmer just gets to bomb Immol'thar if it has the ranged talent. But that doesn't always work. On the other hand, you can save that strategy, so sometimes you win the tower and then you actually just start attacking from here if the Plague Farmer didn't work. If you don't use that strategy, then I would typically just attack from here, or sometimes through the middle, and just catch that Immol'thar off guard. And finally, there's the third boss, King Gordok, has Greedy Fury, increasing attack speed with each attack. King Gordok can really hit very, very hard and quickly. And King Gordok has some assistants that are also an asset to you. King Gordok has a pocket healer, George the Observer, heals nearby allies. So you really want to get rid of that healer. And then there's 2 lieutenants. Letendris casts Curse of Exhaustion, greatly lowering attack and movement speed of targets, swaps allegiance at 10%, and this one also swaps allegiance at 10%. The important one is this one, because this one slows down the boss. So you want to first fight here, take this tower so that you have your base is safe and everything is looking fine. Then you want to attack here and take this one. And with this one you can attack the boss. Then you have 2 options. You can either lure the boss a little bit over here, separate it from the healer, and then execute unbound spam, kill the healer, kill the boss. You can also take this one if you want. Then you can get the boss a little bit over here, and then you can move troops from here together with this boss to kill the healer if you don't have a lot of unbounds in your comp. And, well, then the boss just goes down. So with Onu, I used the exact same army I used with Ysera. So I have Bok Beast as my resistant tank here. Then I have Defiance Bandits here. I can't figure out 2 good Cenarion minis to run in this dungeon. Then I have Plague Farmer, Witch Doctor, Quillbore, and Execute. Execute is such a superstar here. You can execute on the first map to make the minis fight against each other. That works up to -3 levels on Execute. And then Execute also gives you Bloodlust if with the right talent and other maps, and it works tremendously well on the mini bosses in the 3rd map. So just wonderful there. And then Plague Farmer, I'm using the solo Plague Farmer strat. So Plague Farmer goes through the left side, everything else is going towards the tower, and Plague Farmer just kills the 2nd boss alone from there. And for the 3rd boss, well, a little bit more traditional here. I don't have the sleep from Ysera, so I take the Lieutenant, and then I can slow down the boss, and Plague Farmers will kill the boss as well. So this is a functional approach with Onu. Onu isn't really a good leader to play a lot in this dungeon, especially on the 2nd boss, because you play Onu and every mini you play this means that I spawn right on Onu, and Onu is vulnerable, and that's going to hurt so much. You could use like Fairy Dragon to give Onu resistant, but resistant plus vulnerable still takes more damage from elemental damage than regular damage, so it doesn't work all that well. So I went up with this cycle build for Onu as well. I could have also went with the sturdier fire elemental, but that suits Cenarius even better. Because with Cenarius I can have Bok Beast and the Defiance Bandits, and I also have Execute and the Plague Farmer, but then I have Fire Elemental and I have Frostwolf Shaman. Frostwolf Shaman gave you Fire Elemental armored, so then Fire Elemental is a little bit sturdier tank. Yeah, I have double resistant tanks here, because like Bok Beast is somewhat okay, but it just can't tank quite as well. It just isn't quite durable enough. So then I still kind of need the Fire Elemental as well, but I can go in with both. And here I have Cenarius, and Cenarius roots everything that comes close. And that means that Cenarius is going to root the Banshees, and the Banshees are not going to be able to grab anything because Cenarius is just going to root them. So Cenarius is wonderful for the 2nd boss with the Fire Elemental strategy, works extremely well. Cenarius himself is also resistant, so Cenarius lasts for a long time there. Again, 1st boss we have the Execute, 2nd boss I actually went with Plague Farmer from the left side and everything else towards the tower with the intention that I'm going to get that troop to tank the boss, but then the Plague Farmer just killed the boss or something. And then for the 3rd boss, just taking the Lieutenant. Fire Elemental can tank the Lieutenant, and Execute can be really useful in grabbing that and then converging on the boss. And this is what the Cenarion leaders look like in action. So here we go, let's open up with some Cenarius action, and the 1st boss Execute, that Execute making everyone fight against each other, that's just so good. And then I would really want to take this chest. Ideally, of course, I would want to take the chest with Bandits, because I have the big lock talent on Bandits, so Bandits could get some extra gold from that, but sometimes it's really hard to even get that chest. Sometimes I even use the Plague Farmer on the left side against the Troll and the grunts from there, and I use an Execute on this right side to be able to fight a little bit better, because as you can see, making progress here can be tricky. We're still trying. The chest still remains contested. That chest just is not moving anywhere. Oh, that Plague Farm positioning is not great, because now the Ogre Mage is going to be able to kill them. Yeah, and the battle continues. I also have an angry Ogre Mage on the left side. I should drop the Defiance Bandits out there to stun it, so my base would take less damage, and now I figure out that, hey, yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea, let's do that. And the grunts. The battle for the tower keeps going. I would have a great Execute position here. Just Execute, 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 yes. That was a game changer. Almost, at least. I still need to get the tower down before more reinforcements come. I thought that the hunters would take down the tower. I don't get the tower if the enemy forces take it, but it will have to be rebuilt. So they're just rebuilding it for themselves. But then they can't summon troops at that tower while they're rebuilding it, so it still works. Then dropping those bandits a little bit further back so that they won't get past the chest too quickly. Getting some Execute action out there. Now trying to use a Plague Farmer against the grunts, so that I would be able to get the grunts fight against each other, preferably. And well, yeah, one grunt starts hitting the other in the back, which is exactly what I want. And we're dropping some minis here. Maybe I should just push the right side. I'm not sure if I really need to take both towers here. I mean, you don't absolutely have to take both towers. It's enough to take one tower. But both towers does feel a little bit safer and more fun, usually. And turns out that I accidentally had a solo Plague Farmer strategy here while pushing for the other tower, and that Plague Farmer killed the boss. Plague Farmer with ranged talent, it's beautiful. And it's time to give Immol'thar the Plague Farmer treatment as well. So here, I mean, I was actually trying to get the Fire Elemental here from the left side. That was my initial plan. But then when Fire Elemental turned out to be at the very bottom, I just couldn't see a Fire Elemental coming. Then I said, hey, I'm just going to try to drop this Plague Farmer out there and then drop some other stuff going towards the right. Maybe that works. And, well, here we go. We have some healers, we have a Bog Beast tanking. Look at that Banshee. Look at that Banshee. Look at that Banshee. That Banshee. It just could not get anywhere. It was like, wow, but nope. Now I'm a little slow to execute. Should have been able to execute the Prowler. That would have saved the Cenarios and made life a lot easier. But be as it may, we managed to take the tower down. Cenarios actually did live. And here we go. Pushing. And the solo Plague Farmer is being all hero, but I mean, even if that didn't work, I now have this Fire Elemental with healers coming from the other side, so that would have killed the boss anyway. Especially with Cenarius denying all the banshees. And then it's time to take down King Gordok. So what I like to do here, I like to fight in the middle, so that I take the tower, and then I go for the right side and take the lieutenant there. So here we have Cenarius. Sadly, the Defiance Bandits are in stealth, so even though they're rooted, I just can't get all the good things coming here. Well, a little bit of a fight there. Cenarius, Bog Beast, Plague Farmer. That should be enough to take the tower. And then I want to send my Fire Elemental with a healer towards the lieutenant on the right. So let me see. I need to save some gold, and hopefully the enemies won't push too hard through the mid. They are not pushing. Everything's looking good. We got the tower. Alright, here we go. Checking that no one is mining the left side, so... And I can drop an execute there. That's going to help a little bit. Because now the Mountaineer took some damage and the boss took some damage. Still no miner. Usually there is a miner at that point. That's why I was checking, because I was trying to send bandits to kill the miner. But this time I decided not to send the miner out there. However, sadly my Fire Elemental ended up taking too much damage from the boss and dying. And that is a problem. Because I should have this boss by now. But now I don't. And instead there's some pressure. Well, Defiance Bandits on tower do nothing. Pair of grunts on my base. Do a little bit of something. I drop Cenarios right there before the bandits die, so that I get treants from Cenarios talent. I'm running the treants talent. Obviously, this can be done with any Cenarios talent. It's not that important. And here we should have a good position, and we do. Yes. Now we get that side boss. Alright. And we managed to lose the middle tower. Should have paid more attention to that, I guess. But we have a pretty decent group. That group should be able to take it back. We have a Bog Beast. Should have placed the Bog Beast a little bit to the left, so they would have tanked both of the grunts, maybe. Actually, it turned out just fine the way it was. Because Cenarius did not die, so that's okay. Now we really need to slow down the boss. I'm concerned here that I'm going to lose the lieutenant. And that's why I'm sending the Fire Elemental the long way around there. So that if I lose the lieutenant, the Fire Elemental is going to take it back for me. And then I can just launch another attack, if that happens. Right now the lieutenant is still alive, but as you can see the boss is coming. And the boss is attacking it. I'm trying to send some tanks that are like, hey, boss, look at us. And Defiance Bandits stunned the boss. And because the boss was stunned, even though it was really briefly, that forced the boss to retarget. And that meant that saved the lieutenant. The boss started to hit the bandits and then started to hit the Bog Beast. All because of that small stun which forced the retarget, and then that's how it went. Well, did lose the boss, mini boss there for a little while, but enough Plague Farmers, and that's Dire Maul with Cenarios. which is incredibly unfun. Oof. Yeah, that... ouch. That hurts. Come on, keep up the pressure. Can we keep it up? We can. We actually won the chest. It's too slow with the... Too slow with the quill boar. No. No, 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 no. I managed to miss everything. We're going to get the tower. Yep, we're going to get the tower. So then the only thing I need to do is make sure that I don't die. Alright. We're good, we're good. I'll lose the witch doctors, but then they will fight against each other, I think. I hope. I'm going to get that tower. Oh, come on. I'm not going to let a kobold take back the tower, right? Those grunts might be able to take back this tower, though. Trying to get some quick coin. There's my coin. And then we can just turn everybody crazy. Those ogre mages need to start fighting against each other, like right now. Alright, alright. Enough firepower there. Grab the chest on the other side. Ready with the execute. There. Just in time. Everybody going crazy. Oopsie, sent that a little bit too early. Ogre mage start hitting the boss in the back. Yes, please. Poison stacks. Wonderful. Boom. Okay. Try to send a solo plague farmer that way. Send everyone else this way. So far so good, so far so good. Yeah, you can have that. I don't mind. As long as I have my plague farmer working. And I have my plague farmer working out there. Plague farmer's working overtime. Look at the boss health ticking down. While I'm challenging the other side only. Work, plague farmer, work. I'll just drop one here as bait. Boom. The solo plague farmer strategy. Yeah, scrubs. We're dropping some stuff. Scrubs. I'm going to send these out there. Then it goes around at the right time. They're on that side. More plague farmers on this side. Are you guys going to take the tower or not? You are good. I'm starting to wonder a little bit. I might as well send Onu here. Let's go, Onu. We can just do instant stunning and so much poisoning and... No, Onu's dead. But we have the firepower. Boom. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.